Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm doing something that I have never done on my channel before. I've seen several people do this type of video in the past, but throughout the past few months and really the entire time I've been doing YouTube, so many people have asked me to do a full makeup collection. And basically I keep all of my makeup in this tiered drawer you see behind me in every video, and it's just kind of like a jumbled mess. I mean, there's no rhyme or reason. I'm not a super organized person. I don't have to have everything and specific containers and things like that. So I thought a video like that, just doing a full collection video, would be a little boring and also long, and I don't know, I just didn't really see myself doing that. So instead I decided that I will start doing certain collection videos for you guys. So certain products, if you want to see them. This is just going to be the first one. We're going to test it out, see how you guys like it, and if you end up liking this, I can definitely do more. So I wanted to start out by doing a foundation collection video because everyone is always on the hunt for, you know, the most perfect foundation or tinted moisturizer or just everyday face product. And in total right now, I have all of my foundations out right now. In total, I counted 22 foundations in my collection, which I'm just kind of embarrassed to even say. Granted, I will say that, you know, some of these were sent by PR, and luckily I did not have to purchase all of these, but most of them were bought by me, like, let's be honest. So I'm going to go through all 22 of these foundations and give you guys kind of mini reviews and just show you everything I have in my foundation drawer, basically. So if you are interested, then just keep on watching. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and start out with stick foundations. I feel like stick foundations are becoming more and more popular every single month, every single day. I feel like a brand is releasing a stick foundation from a previous formula foundation that they had in a liquid version, or just a brand new stick formula in general. It's becoming a very popular foundation method, probably because it's really easy to apply, really travel friendly. Personally, I love stick foundations. So I'm going to start out with the first stick foundation I ever purchased, and it was the Bobbi Brown foundation stick. This, to be completely honest, is not something that I reach for a lot. I feel like this is a very old formula of Bobbi Brown foundation. I don't feel like it's the most innovative stick foundation formula. In my personal opinion, it has more of a tinted moisturizer coverage whenever I apply it. I would say I might be able to get a medium coverage, but it seems like every time I apply this, it's kind of just like a natural finish. It's not really dewy, it's not really matte, and it just gives me most of the time a light coverage. However, I will say that I think this is my favorite packaging out of all of the stick foundations that I have and that I have seen. It's so sleek, it's just the easiest thing to travel with, and I just think it's as far as like the look goes, I think it's a very luxurious packaging and feel and look. It's very heavy, it's got gold on it, it's not plastic. So overall, you know, this is not something I'm going to be, once I run out of it, crazy to repurchase. It's just something I bought on a whim, and it was just happened to be the first stick foundation I ever purchased. The next stick foundation is probably the best stick foundation that I have tried on the market to date, and it is the Makeup Forever Ultra HD Stick Foundation. This is a medium to full coverage stick foundation. It has a nice natural dewy finish. I say natural dewy because it's not overly dewy, but there is a little bit of a sheen when you do apply it. Makeup Forever Ultra HD formula is phenomenal. It is one of the most undetectable foundations that you could possibly buy to put on your skin. I mean, when I apply this, it just doesn't even look like I'm wearing foundation. I love the stick formula just as much as I do the liquid. I may even like the stick a little bit better, but this is super easy to apply. It feels really moisturizing when you put it on, lasts nicely. I mean, this is kind of like ideal stick foundation in my opinion. I think it's one of the best. So the next stick foundation I have is one that I picked up just recently, I think it was last month, and it's the Lancome Tint Adul Ultra Wear Makeup Stick. So you guys know I picked up the Lancome Tint Adul Liquid quite a few months ago, and I really liked that. And then when I saw they had a stick version, I really wanted it. I held off for quite a few months, and then I got an Ulta gift card, and I was like, okay, I'm getting this foundation. So I personally like this foundation a lot. And that's really strange because this, in my opinion, is a matte version of Makeup Forever Ultra HD Stick. If you are more on the oily side, I think you will appreciate the Lancome formula better because this definitely just has more of a natural to maybe satin Demi Matte finish, whereas you're going to get the sheen with the Makeup Forever Ultra HD. However, this looks really great on the skin. I wouldn't say that it's as undetectable as the Makeup Forever, but it still looks really nice. Doesn't adhere to my dry patches and super easy to apply. But my biggest thing that I could just let you guys know with this is that I do feel like people with normal to combination oily skin may like this a little bit better. I have dry skin. I like it. I don't find that it adheres to my dry patches, but I can see where some of you guys out there that have even more dry skin than I have, this may not work for you. Those are the 3 stick foundations I have. Now I'm going to move into more of my tinted moisturizer, BB cream, CC cream foundations, and I want to start out with one of my favorite, all-time favorite tinted moisturizers, and it's NARS Pure Radiant Tinted Moisturizer. I rave about this every single summer. If you are just a tinted moisturizer person, like you love to wear tinted moisturizer as just your everyday foundation, this is the best tinted moisturizer on the market, in my opinion. It doesn't even feel like a tinted moisturizer. Most tinted moisturizers that I've tried in the past have a really tacky feeling to them, and they also smell heavily of SPF. This does not. It smells very nice. It has a light to medium coverage, which is great for a tinted moisturizer. Most of the time they're more on the sheer delight side, and it just looks really youthful on the skin. I guess if I could describe it in one word, it would be natural and youthful. And it is more on the pricey side. You know, NARS face products, they are a little bit more pricey. I think this is around the $40 range, but it lasts me quite a while, and I keep one for the winter and summertime. This is basically the matte version of the NARS Pure Radiant Tinted Moisturizer. It's called the Velvet Matte Skin Tint. This launched way after Pure Radiant was released. Pure Radiant has been a product with NARS for years. The Velvet Matte Skin Tint just launched last winter, and if I could just sum this up for you guys, it is a matte version of Pure Radiant Tinted Moisturizer. Honestly, I like it, but again, since I do have more dry skin, it doesn't look as good on my skin, I feel, as Pure Radiant does. But again, if you're combination oily, normal, you may like this better than what the tinted moisturizer or the Pure Radiant Tinted Moisturizer provides. This is a very unique formula. It feels unlike any type of tinted moisturizer, CC, BB cream that I've ever felt. And it's just something that I feel like you guys will have to try personally. So again, combo oily people out there, I think you would really enjoy this if you like that, you know, everyday, just quick application. This, in my opinion, is a solid medium coverage once you've applied, you know, whatever amount that you feel like you need to get that medium coverage. But it has really great coverage, just like Pure Radiant. But again, I'm repeating myself. Combo oily people, you'll like it. You will like it. Obviously, I could not leave this product out. It is hands down my favorite everyday foundation product, go-to. I'm saying these weird words because it has a weird name, but it's my bareMinerals Complexion Rescue. And the reason I'm not referring to it as a tinted moisturizer is because technically it's not considered that. It's considered a tinted hydrating gel cream. It's more considered a skincare product than a makeup product, and I would definitely agree with that. However, this is just like, I love this. I can do light to full coverage with it. Obviously, if I'm doing full coverage, I'm adding a lot of concealer on it, and then also, you know, maybe like a cream bronzer and a little bit of powder. Or I can do a quick, just super sheer coverage. That's how versatile this product is. It's also ultra hydrating on the skin. It was designed to increase the skin hydration by like over 200% after 2 weeks use. It is just one of the best, if not the best, skincare BB product on the market, in my opinion. So if you have not tried Complexion Rescue, definitely get a sample, pick it up, whatever. I preach this stuff all the time, and I'm sure a lot of you guys get tired of it, but it is wonderful. This is something new I just received a couple of weeks ago from Urban Decay, and it's the Urban Decay Naked Skin One and Done Hybrid Complexion Perfector. This has SPF 20 in it. I would definitely consider this to be a tinted moisturizer. It has light to borderline medium coverage. I wouldn't say you can get it up to as full as what the NARS Velvet Matte Skin Tint is, but this, honestly, I have not worn enough to develop a full-on opinion of. I've worn it probably 4 times since I've had it, and in my opinion, the thing that I can tell the most with this is that it's a tinted moisturizer with a really natural finish. It's not matte, but it's not dewy, and I don't really have to even set this with powder if I'm just doing a quick makeup look, because it does have that natural finish. It's also very water-like when you pump it out. It has a very thin formula, and if you get this and you actually feel the tube feels like a almost toothpaste tube or something. I don't know, it's very strange, but you can definitely tell it's a very fluid formula. So don't have a huge opinion on this yet. I've been wearing it. I don't find anything wrong with it, but I just don't have everything figured out on it yet. It Cosmetics CC Plus Cream. This, I'm sure a ton of you guys use as your everyday foundation. I feel like this is such a popular product in the everyday makeup world where people just want that good light medium coverage. However, I would consider this to definitely be a full-on medium coverage product. This is probably the most full coverage CC cream that I have found on the market to date, and it has so many skin benefits. I think that's why it's super popular among, you know, the everyday makeup world, people who just want to use this for every day, and also different age ranges. You know, there's people who use this in their teens, and then there's people who use this when they're trying not to offend anyone, when your skin is more mature. When your skin is more mature. But I know that I have subscribers who are over the age of 50 and even 60, and this seems to be a popular product even in that age range. So if I could just sum this up, this is just a great all-around everyday product. And I have something very similar to talk about that is kind of like its sister product, and it's the CC Plus Illumination. I like this better than the CC Plus. Now, CC Plus Illumination hasn't been out for that long, but I have recently got this past month in a QVC Today Special Value, and immediately when I put it on my skin, I just knew that I was in love. I'm actually wearing it today on my skin, and it just has the most beautiful dewy finish to it. It feels hydrating on the skin. It doesn't adhere to dry patches. I love it. I have been wearing this so much this past month, pretty much ever since I got it. I've been alternating with it and another product I'm going to talk about, but really love this. So if you feel like maybe CC Plus wasn't as dewy as you felt it needed to be, or hydrating, definitely try out CC Plus Illumination. Now I want to move into more of my matte foundations. I have 4 foundations that I would consider to be more on the matte to Demi Matte side, and the first one is the Lancome Tint Dual Ultra 24-Hour Makeup, which is the liquid version of the stick Lancome foundation I already talked about. This is a medium to full coverage foundation, definitely on the Demi Matte side, if not just completely matte. Although I really love this foundation. I despise matte foundations, and that's why I don't really have many, and some of these could be, you know, debated whether they're actually matte or not, but this is definitely, in my opinion, a matte foundation. But it doesn't adhere to my dry patches, and it just looks really nice on the skin. This is a foundation where I feel like you will definitely be able to tell that you're wearing makeup, but not in a bad way. It still looks nice on the skin, but it's pretty heavy as far as coverage goes. Next is the Clinique Beyond Perfecting Foundation and Concealer. This is my latest foundation, and this is what I've been wearing pretty much kind of alternating between this and the IT Cosmetics CC Plus Illumination. This is more of a natural to, again, satin finish foundation in my opinion, but I really have been enjoying this. I put on the sample of it that I got from Sephora and literally was so impressed with it that I went out and bought it that day. So this is, again, a medium to full coverage foundation, and it's supposed to be for all skin types. It's supposed to be for, you know, dry, combination, normal, oily skin, which is kind of crazy to think that, but I think Clinique did do a good job of formulating this to be not too matte, but not dewy, and I wouldn't really consider it to be like a normal finish either. It's very strange. The finish of this is very strange, but it looks great on the skin. It's just gonna be great for those of you who want a little bit more coverage in your everyday routine. It's also very convenient to apply. It's got this little doe foot applicator, so I have been very impressed with this foundation recently. Too Faced Born This Way foundation, again, almost like a satin finish in my opinion. When I got this, I used to think it was more natural, but as I am using it this year, I have noticed it to just kind of sit a little bit more on the satin side on my skin. I don't know what the deal is with that, but that's what I would consider it to be. And this is just one that I last summer was so obsessed with. I wore this every single day, and just from where I have had so many foundations to test out and new things to try, this has kind of been put on the back burner. But again, medium to full coverage foundation. It's not gonna border on the completely matte side, so I want to just make that pretty clear. I did include this in the matte foundations, but it's more of like a satin Demi Matte. Now that I go back and look at it, and now that I've been using it more, I would consider it to be that. But it is, again, pretty full coverage. It should cover everything you need it to, and it looks really nice on the skin. Very similar, now that I'm thinking about it, to the Lancome Tint Dual. Not as matte though. Last but not least is MAC Pro Longwear Nourishing Waterproof Foundation. This is something I got back in the winter time, and to be completely honest with you, I was never blown away with it, so I just stopped using it. I don't know if it was just MAC foundations in the winter time when I'm in like the NC20 range. I just don't feel like they look good on my skin. So it could be that it was just, you know, my skin being lighter and MAC foundations just not really setting well on my skin then. But overall, I wasn't like crazily impressed with this. I know my friend Mallory17 here on YouTube, she loves this foundation and she has fair skin and it looks great on her. I just felt like I could never fall in love with it, I guess. But maybe I should try a darker color now that I'm in my summer color, but I don't know. I just wasn't crazy about it. So next up are the Dewy Finish foundations. I first want to talk about what I would consider to be the most dewy foundation I have ever tried, the most dewy foundation in my collection, and it is the Becca Aqua Luminous Perfecting Foundation. This is like pure water, you guys. I mean, seriously, it comes with a dropper bottle. It is so fluid-like and so dewy on the skin. It's crazy. I have to set my skin with at least a little bit of powder in my T-zone when I use this. But for that like ultimate summer glow, if you just love glowy foundations, this, you can't beat it. You're not going to find anything, in my opinion, that is more dewy looking than this foundation. I mean, it has Aqua Luminous in the name. So this is something that really I have found that I have been reaching for a lot this summer. I don't feel like I will go for this in the fall and winter time as much, just because I feel like we're toning down on the dewiness, we're toning down on all that just a little bit, and overall I think it is a nice foundation. It's just going to be for those of you who want all that dewy goodness. MAC Face and Body Foundation. This was the first ever MAC foundation I ever purchased. Still to this day, it is one of my all-time favorites. This is borderline like a tinted moisturizer foundation, but it's buildable. You can build this up to about a light medium coverage. They say medium coverage, but in my opinion, it's more of like a light medium coverage. The thing that's so great about MAC Face and Body is that it is waterproof, and it lasts really nicely on the skin, and it's very undetectable on the skin. Very similar to what the Makeup Forever formula is, except this is not going to give you as much coverage as the Makeup Forever. But I just have been a fan of this foundation ever since I discovered it about 3 years ago. I keep this in my professional kit because it is so versatile. So many different skin types can use this foundation, and it's just like a really pretty skin tint. When you apply it to your skin, it just really revives your skin, makes you look youthful, and it's just like this beautiful tint on your skin. So that's Face and Body. MAC Studio Water Weight Foundation. This, in my opinion, is a bumped up version of Face and Body, just not as good, I guess. And the reason I say that is, first of all, this is a more of like a serum foundation than Face and Body is. This definitely has more of like a serum texture when you apply it. The only problem I have with this foundation is that really by the end of the day, my skin just didn't look that great. I just always can remember seeing it on my skin and just not feeling like I was in love with it. You know what I mean? So this again is kind of like the Nourishing Pro Longwear. I used it for a while, and in the beginning I thought I really liked it, but it just seemed like by the end of the day it just didn't look that great on me. NARS Sheer Glow Foundation. This is the first ever high-end foundation that I splurged on at Sephora, other than like my bareMinerals powder foundation. I just remember back in the good old days on YouTube, NARS Sheer Glow was literally the most legit foundation. Everybody loved this. I remember watching Tanya Burr, and I think Tanya still to this day uses this foundation like frequently. But the thing about Sheer Glow is that a lot of people thought this was going to be a really glowy foundation, and then I remember Wayne Goss talking about it in a video, saying that technically the foundation is called Sheer Glow because it's only supposed to have a sheer glow to it. It's not supposed to be a dewy foundation, even though I'm considering it in this category as dewy, because it does have a slight glowy finish to it. But like the name says, it's supposed to have a sheer glow on your skin. And this is gonna be a solid medium coverage foundation. It's definitely a little bit more on the wet side, so you will have to set it with some powder. But this is one that I just used to be so in love with. Still to this day, I would consider it to be one of my favorite foundations. But again, it's kind of been put on the back burner since I've collected all of these other foundations. But I still love it. I would still repurchase it till this day, and I think it's really pretty, really great for, again, all age types too. You know, anywhere from teens to 50 and up, it's going to be great because the formula on this, I have no problem with it. I think it can do no wrong. Last but not least is the bareMinerals Bare Skin Serum Foundation. I know there's a ton of my subscribers that hate this foundation and despise it, but nobody can deny that bareMinerals started the foundation serum trend. You know, everybody wants to come out with this serum droplet type foundation now, and I think it is because bareMinerals created this innovative formula. I will say that for those of you who have oily skin, combination skin, this is definitely not going to be your friend. I know some people out there who set it with quite a bit of powder enjoy it, but just from my experience working with this and applying it on clients, it's going to be for those of you who have really more of a normal to dry skin type. I would stick with just normal, because when you do have just that, you know, no oil going on, no dry patches going on, this looks flawless on the skin. But it can adhere to dry patches slightly, and if you have oily skin, it can melt off since it is such a thin, serumy consistency. But the pigment formulation in this is amazing. It is almost like immediate full coverage, and I will never say anything bad about this foundation because I was so excited when this launched with bareMinerals, and I think it looks fine on my skin. Last but not least are the foundations I would just consider to have a natural finish to them. Not dewy, not matte, just kind of like that perfect in between. And the first one I want to talk about is Lorac Natural Performance. I preach this stuff all the dang time. I discovered it last year and I have just been so impressed ever since. This foundation has never looked bad on me. It is that perfect, like I said, natural finish. Nice medium finish, great everyday, you know, coverage, and it looks amazing still at the end of the day, especially when I pair it with my Lorac Perfection powder. You guys know that is holy grail status. But this foundation just never gets talked about. I don't think I've ever seen one person talk about this foundation on YouTube, and I need to get the hype out. So if you are just in the market for a nice, really pretty everyday foundation, medium coverage, it's gonna look great by the end of the day, just try this out. Just try this out. Ulta, I think, still sells this. I get mine at Kohl's because I don't have an Ulta near me, but you could at least get a sample of this, try it out for yourself. I love it. And those of you who have tried it based off my recommendation, I have not received one complaint. As a matter of fact, most people are telling me that they are completely obsessed and that it is now one of their favorites as well. So, can do no wrong. Makeup Forever Ultra HD foundation. Again, I kind of touched on this with the stick foundation. Really great formula, undetectable on the skin, and good for all skin types. I mean, what can I say? This is basically the stick formula in a liquid version. If anything, it may have a little less coverage than the stick, but I love it. Again, great everyday foundation. Rimmel Lasting Finish foundation. This is the only drugstore foundation I have in my collection right now, you guys. But this is awesome. This is a $4.50 foundation that you can get at Walmart, Target, wherever sells Rimmel, and it's very reminiscent to me of the Lancome Tint Dual Foundation, just not as matte. It's supposed to have a 25-hour wear. Obviously, I'm not going to test it for that long, but it does have a great staying power to it. I would say at least 12-hour. It says it has comfort serum in it. I don't really know what that means, but I did not find this to adhere to dry patches, anything of that nature. And if you are just on a budget and you need a great medium to full coverage foundation, this one's awesome. I mean, for $4.50, you cannot go wrong. And the formula on this is just really stunning to be $4.50. Last foundation I have to talk about is probably a foundation I have not used in close to a year, I would say. I probably need to get rid of it, but I love the concept of this foundation. It's very travel friendly, and it is the NARS Radiant Cream Foundation. So I think it's a playoff of Pure Radiant Tinted Moisturizer, just in a cream formula. This, you have to buy the compact for this separately. Technically, when you go on the website, you just have to purchase this little cream compact foundation here, and it is very expensive. This refill is like $38, something like that. And then on top of that, if you want the pack or the compact to go with it, this is like an extra $10 or $15. So I really only splurge on this because I do get a NARS Pro discount, and it wasn't obviously that much. But to be completely honest with you, this is a foundation that, again, is great for travel, really quick application, and if you just want quick natural coverage, you may enjoy this, especially if you do prefer a cream foundation. For me, nothing about this ever blew me away when I would do my makeup. I never would say like, man, my foundation looks awesome. But then again, I would never say like, ooh, that looks like crap. You know what I mean? It seemed to just be an okay foundation on my skin type. But again, it's something that I would still travel with because it is so travel friendly and easy to apply. And it didn't look bad on my skin. It just didn't blow me away. I didn't feel like it looked amazing. So that's the NARS Pure Radiant Compact. Didn't want to leave it out even though I haven't used it in quite some time. Okay, we are done with the foundations. If you made it through this video, hallelujah. I know this video is going to be long, but just imagine how freaking long a collection video would be, okay, you guys? So if you enjoyed this foundation collection video and you want me to do more collection videos such as like my blush collection or my highlighter collection, things of that nature, let me know down below. I will definitely keep doing these. This is just kind of like a test video. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any questions about the foundations or anything else, feel free to leave them down below. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.